Take America back, baby. Donald J. Trump, man.
What's one of your biggest issues?
It's probably going to be inflation, because I sell T-shirts and all that stuff.
Your T-shirts are made in the USA?
No, my blanks, no. See, that's the thing Trump's talking about. If we tax them, hit tariffs, the same item they're making over there will cost the same to make over here.
We pay the tariffs.
Well, the companies pay the tariffs, not us.
China doesn't pay the tariffs. We do when they come in.
What did Jesus do for you?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Like if I'm buying 1,000 shirts from China and there's a tariff on it, I'm paying the tariff.
Well, no, whoever's getting it imported in is going to pay the tariffs.
Yeah. I'm the business owner. I'm paying the tariff. China doesn't pay it. I pay for it.
Well,
like if I'm the business owner and I buy 1,000 shirts,
I see what you're saying.
China's not. Charlie, so I'm trying to
So who
explain.
pays the tariff?
They're paying the tariff.
Do you think that? Do you believe that?
I was trying to say, because I sell merch as well.
I sell you something for $10, right? You're going to sell it to him for $20.
Exactly.
But then you pay me $15 for it. Are you still going to sell it to him for $20?
Am I going to sell it to him for $20?
If I raise the price $5.
Oh, it's going to have to go up.
Right. So
Yeah, the consumer foots the bill.
Have a good day.
So we're getting close to the election. And I really do believe that this new generation that's voting, because we're 4 years later in the years from when Donald Trump was in office. So right now they don't really understand that the economy and the inflation that we're living in right now has nothing to do with the current administration. What does it have to do?
They don't understand that.
They don't. So they don't understand the inflation we're in comes from him. They don't understand what the tariffs mean, how that's going to affect us as Americans. And they obviously don't understand it's a tit for tat. You do a tariff, and I'm going to do a tariff back. So
this is what tariffs were designed to do. They can help you. They can help a business, a manufacturer. They can help them. So if we were buying soybeans from China, and we're buying soybeans. Now, what we can do is the government can put a tariff on China soybeans. Not put a tariff on China, put a tariff on China's soybean.
right.
So now
On the product.
when the consumer goes to buy from China, they have to pay a tariff. More than likely, it's expensive. It's I don't know the percentage
numbers,
or
yeah.
whatever, but it's designed to say, okay, what we can do is that company that's trying to make soybeans is a small company. That company is trying to make soybean and sell soybean from the U.S.
Right.
But this consumer is so used to buying soybeans from China that they don't even see that company here in the U.S. So now that tariff is going to make them put on glasses and see that company here in the U.S. already. So they may start buying from that manufacturer of soybean. Then that manufacturer can get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we can be self-sufficient on soybeans from the U.S., not from China. That's what tariffs are designed to do.
Yeah, that needs to be broken down a little more clearer, because I know they're not going to understand that. So I know China has the soybeans, right? So if China has the soybeans, and if America put tariffs on China, or say you're saying like America was buying the soybeans from China.
Yeah, I'm reversing it because basically China buys used to buy soybeans from American farmers.
Right, that's what I mean.
So I'm reversing the whole thing.
No, don't reverse. Say what it is. Like
it won't work that way. So let's give another example. So we are manufacturing fertilizer.
Okay.
All right. So we're buying fertilizer. We're a company, and we're buying fertilizer from China.
Right.
me and you have a company that's making fertilizer,
Right.
but we're not that big. We're not.
Well, mom and pop.
Well, not necessarily a mom and pop. You have to be
a certain level of a company to get it. I get you.
Right. Okay. So we're a decent sized company.
Right.
But we're not known. We're trying to get out there. We're going door to door, if you will, to promote our fertilizer. So what the government can do is they can say, hey, we have a manufacturer of fertilizer here in the U.S.
Okay.
That's trying to
break off or become well-known business.
Right, trying to grab some of the business from a foreign country.
Right, okay.
So instead of
is it getting the business or just purchasing the supplies? Like getting the supplies from China?
Yeah, so say China is selling a chemical for them to make the fertilizer. So you're buying just that particular chemical in order to make your fertilizer.
Right.
All right. So there's another company that manufactures that same exact chemical here in the US.
Okay.
Instead of buying from that US company, that US manufacturer, you're buying from China because you've been buying from China for 10, 12 years.
Is it because it's cheaper?
Automatic. Yeah, it's cheaper. It's automatic. It's automatic. So everything just reorders and everything is
it's just routine. This is
it's just routine. Yeah. You're always buying from China. You have a relationship with the person in China. That's it. So now this other company is trying to get its name out there and trying to become a larger company. So the U.S. can put a tariff on that China-made chemical.
Right.
And it can force companies,
the fertilizing company,
to buy from that U.S. manufactured company.
And not from China.
Because
the tariff is going to make it higher.
When let's say, for example, you're buying a barrel of that chemical you need to make your fertilizer. You're buying a barrel. It costs $65 for that barrel from China.
Wow.
All right, $65, right? The government can put a tariff on that chemical coming from China. So when you send your truck to go to the port to pick up that barrel, customs gonna say, hey, we know you paid the $65, but there's a tariff on this. That tariff is $35
more. Oh shoot.
And you're gonna say, hold up, $35 more.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll pay that, but let's start looking at other companies that we can find that
reasonable.
That doesn't have that.
Yeah.
That's gonna make you look at that US company. That US manufacturer of that same exact chemical. So that's what tariffs are designed to do. Make a US company. It's designed to make consumers purchase from their own country land.
Right. So, but then China can also do tariffs to U.S.
Correct.
Yes.
Which happened. And that was my first example.
Yeah.
When it came to soybeans.
But what if the U.S. don't have these products that they're getting from China?
Then it's no harm, no foul.
So then how are we going to get the chemical we need to make the fertilizer? If the U.S. don't have the chemical we need to make the fertilizer. And by the way, guys, we're just making an example. What if the U.S. don't have a company to purchase this chemical we need to make this fertilizer, and we can only get it from China?
That's
so we still have to pay that $35 extra tariff on top of the $65.
Yeah.
Because we need the chemical.
Yeah, and that's what was happening.
Oh gosh.
That's what was happening because, I mean, for example, China would always, and this is true, China would always buy soybean from American farmers.
Okay.
That's a true statement. They
Yeah.
always purchase soybeans from the United States. That was clockwork.
Yeah.
Soybean farmers were like on clockwork. It was just, harvest after harvest after harvest. Trump came in and said, I'm going to put a tariff on the soybeans from China. I'm sorry. Yeah, on something. I'm not sure if it was soybean. It couldn't have been soybean because they were getting it from the US. So China put a tariff. I'm sorry, the US put a tariff on China.
Yeah.
And China said, okay, we're going to put a tariff on you.
Right.
So basically, China put a tariff on US soybeans.
Right.
So now when that manufacturer or that consumer that lives in China, when they went to the port to pick up their soybeans from the US, China Customs said, hey, we know you paid the money for the soybeans, but there's an additional tax. There's an additional tariff, which is a tax, an additional tariff on this package.
Yeah.
So basically, you would have to pay, I don't know, 35 RMB. That's China money. So just to make it clear, you have to pay an extra $35.
So wait a minute.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So now that consumer that's been buying soybeans from the United States for years, for decades, probably have a relationship with that farmer, that U.S. farmer, that China consumer now is forced to look at other places now to buy soybean from. So what happens is, if I continue to buy the soybeans from the United States, I'm paying my $60 for the soybean, then I'm paying the $35 tariff tax on it. So now everything becomes more and more expensive for me, which means I'm making less money. Yeah. So which means I have to find a way to make more money so that I can at least break even or be profitable as a company.
So that means they're either going to go up on their price when they buy the soybeans, and when they if they get the soybeans, because I know China put a tariff on the soybeans here in the U.S., right? Is what you're saying. So the consumer in China, and when they're trying to get the soybeans, they got to pay the $60 plus $35 tariff. So that means when they buy it, now they got to take it back to their facility, their store, and jack up their prices.
And let's say put the soybeans in a bag,
right?
In a 8-ounce bag, and sell them. Let's say that 8-ounce bag was generally $2.99. Yeah, $2.99. So now, since I'm paying the extra tax and I'm not making as much money, I'm losing money. So now that $2.99 8-ounce package of soybeans will now be $7.99.
$12.
So you're gonna walk in as the person, as a regular citizen,
as the consumer,
a Chinese citizen. Right. You're gonna walk in the store and you're gonna grab the soybeans and they're gonna ring it up and they're gonna say, "Oh, $7.99." You're gonna be like, "What?"
Are you gonna see it on the counter?
Right.
I mean, on the shelf.
Right. You're gonna say, "Hey, I bought these last week and they were $2.99." I know we put a tariff on the U.S. No, right. So everybody has a tariff on everybody.
Yeah.
It'll never work. Yeah. All it's gonna do is create inflation. Tariff is inflation.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So to understand, if I purchase a trailer full of Jordans, typically the Jordans cost $12 to make.
Because they're made over in China.
They're made in China. Right? Mm-hmm. So now I sell them for $100. So I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? Trump come in and put a tariff on that particular
on the
item.
shoes.
Or the leather.
Yeah,
or,
like whatever product you
whatever
need, the rubber or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's say I have China making the entire shoe, okay, and the shoe come in. Trump put a tariff on the Jordans, right? So now I'm paying $12 for the Jordans, and then he put a $20 tariff on them. So now I'm paying what? $32 for the Jordans.
For the supply. The materials.
Let's just keep it at the Jordans. Let's just keep it at that shoe
Okay,
itself,
with the shoe. Okay.
Right? So now I have to sell the shoe in order to keep up with what I was making and to even try to make more. Now I go up on the shoe. Instead of selling it for $100, I sell it for more than $120 because that $20 is the tariff
to do like
itself.
almost $200.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to sell it for $175 or $150.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, "Dad, what's going on with this? What man? It costs too much."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna blame Biden for going, man. Look at this inflation. No, it's the tariff.
Yeah.
That's what caused inflation, and they don't understand that. They think if Trump have them thinking if he put a tariff on China, that means China's going to write us a check every month and send us a check, and he's going to bring in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars.
But do they not understand that that's what the economy is right now? We're living now in his tax cut that he put together.
They don't believe
for
it.
His 1% cronies.
They don't understand how government
cronies.
works. They don't understand how the presidency works.
No.
They don't understand how the vice presidency works because they're asking, what did Kamala do for me? She's a vice president.
She's not a president.
All she did was she backed Joe Biden. She helped him. And that's it. That's all. What did Pence do? What did Pence sell? What did he do something? Nothing.
No.
He was a vice president.
He was just hanging around, just going
Vice
along.
president duty.
They have other duties.
They have other duties. Like, I'm not exactly sure. I have to look that up because I don't know that.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact they can't be in charge because the president is in charge. Their duties for a fact is to be there if the president needs you. That's it.
Right. Or step in.
Step in, yeah.
Step in as president.
Right.
So we're gonna kind of come wrap it up or whatever, but how do you feel about this whole MAGA, just believing and just running behind everything this man is saying? Because personally, me, in my opinion, I just really think it's all a joke. I really think this man really don't want to win. I think it's just entertainment to him. And I do believe that a lot of these young people are only gravitating to him because he is entertaining. They don't understand that once you vote for him and you're trying to put him back in office, they don't understand how this is going to spiral out of control and how it is going to affect them.
Well,
because they don't want to vote for a woman, and then they say they don't want to vote for a black woman, or she's not black, or she's Samoan, or they just call her all kind of names.
So what's your question?
Huh?
So what's the question?
How do you feel about the way they think when it comes to him? Like, they don't believe nothing they believe everything he say.
Well, Hitler happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Proud Boys happened.
Mm-hmm.
What did Hitler promote? White, blue eyes, blonde hair. He promoted that.
Hate.
Hitler was dark hair, dark eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Proud Boys, they promoted white blood, Aryan nation.
But Proud Boys are Latin.
Listen,
okay, I'm sorry.
you gonna confuse people.
I'm sorry.
I can't.
I'm so sorry.
Like Proud Boys. Proud Boys promote Aryan nation. They promote the blood of the white man, preserving the blood of the white man. They had a Latin, dark-skinned Cuban guy running.
Yeah,
He was in charge.
Yeah.
So Like what?
That's what I was trying to say before.
Right,
You
I
was
know,
like,
but
you know.
every time I get to my point, you tell my point,
I'm
and
sorry.
you ramble off to it. So I said all this, and when I get to my point, you say it.
Okay, I'll just cállate la boca. Okay.
So, I mean, all of that happened, and it's some people always want to be a part of something, and he just said everything that they wanted to say out loud.
Yeah.
And he had a platform to say it, and there were no repercussions to it. Trump has been doing this for decades. I mean, he's been racist. He's done fraud. He's been a criminal. All of this since the 1970s.
Yeah, and see, I'm raising my hands because I don't want to cut you off. That's the part that they don't know about him. Like this young generation.
Right.
They don't know that part about him. They know him from The Apprentice.
Right. So
that's it, because it's entertaining.
Right. So this is another reason that people need to understand. Trump moved out of New York because he couldn't win New York. He knew he couldn't win New York because New Yorkers, real New Yorkers, knew him. They knew who he was. He was a shyster, con man. For example, if Trump had a building and I had a tiling company, he would hire my tiling company and say, hey, if you tile all, 20 floors, the contract is for $1 million. Perfect. I will hire people to help. I will hire machinery and we'll work around the clock. So once the job is done, Trump will come take a look at it and he'll say, never mind, I'll pay you $400,000 for it. And you explain to him, well, I've hired many people. They have families. I owe a lot of companies that I purchase machine and supplies from. I have to get that $1 million.
Right.
Trump would say, sue me. He knew that company didn't have the firepower to sue him, or time, or money.
Or money, yeah.
To sue him. So what the business would do, they would take the $400,000, pay the people that they had to pay, and they would close their company. He would destroy their company. So he was such a shyster in New York and New Jersey. That's why he couldn't win. That's why he moved to Florida. Where the dumb people,
he came to flow.
The people that I believe anything he says, so
good old America.
He would speak racism. He would speak. He would degrade people. He would just be this obnoxious narcissist person.
Infuriating.
And they like that because he said what they've been wanting to say for decades out loud.
Yeah.
So they gravitated to that. So, and that's how the whole sort of cult-like thing happened. Yeah. Because I don't care what he says or what he does, I'm going to follow him because he validates my hate.
Pretty much.
He validates my hate, and I love his prejudices. So I'm going to roll with him no matter what. It's nothing about policies. It's nothing about...
because he has never said what is...
nothing about policies.
He got concepts.
It's nothing about...
agendas
or anything. Nothing. It has nothing to do with policies.
No. Have you seen the video that's going around with him doing oral sex
on the microphone?
On the mic?
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like this is entertaining to him.
Right. It's entertaining to him.
He is making money because he's grifting, he's gifting, he's pimping, he's doing everything that he can possibly do. As long as he can get away with it, he is going to do it. And this is the part that I don't understand, how people don't see it, how they don't understand. And if you have made donations to him, he's going to continue to ask for those donations. Now he's selling wine. He's selling baseball cards. He's selling coins.
Digital baseball cards.
Digital NFTs of him.
Digital coins.
Digital coins?
I think they're digital coins.
Now he's selling $100,000 watch.
That's not made yet. And it's coming from China.
And he got a Bible.
Coming from China.
So why he's not putting tariffs on all these things that he's buying? That's where he should put the tariffs.
Yeah. But you have
But
a city.
that's all against. That's it. That's not.
You have
legal.
And this is where, the whole MAGA development, gets a F, because he's talking about the border. We need more companies here in the U.S. to make stuff, but he continuously sell stuff that's made in China.
Wow.
So, the same exact man
that's trying to stop China.
I'm on national TV trying to get people to stop eating pork. At the same time,
I'm tearing that pork up from the rooter to the tutor.
I'm selling bacon.
Yes.
At the same time, my company's selling bacon.
Yeah, he's so contradicting, and it's just sad that America has gone down. And I have people who live overseas and people who live, out the country, and they just like, you guys are looking so bad. Like, America has always been this powerhouse country, and they're this and they're that, and it's like we look pathetic to everybody. It's really bad. But I'm just looking at a victory for this young lady. I have to be very
people. Please vote.
Yeah, I have to be
please vote.
Very honest, like with all of this, because I will be working the polls. I know that there's going to be some dinglings coming to these polls, just trying to intimidate the voters. Just make sure you go early. If you have not voted, today is Saturday, November 2nd. So if you have not voted, you have up until tomorrow, which is Sunday, to vote early. If you could avoid going on the day of, go and vote early. I'm going to come back and give you guys my experience on me working for this is not my first time working the polls. So, because there's already an issue that happened with this man who walked into the the precinct to vote, when there's signs and there's rules that you cannot come into some of these polls, these precincts, with any type of political candidate name or any type of slang or slogans or anything like that, and all you walking around wearing these hats, you cannot do it. Because I know when I went, they would not allow them to come in, and the people just took their hat off and fell in place. That's it. But for you to go and harass these women, and that's another thing, we need more male poll workers. Some volunteer and some actually get hired, but for the most part, we need the male or men to go work these polls, because it's normally women, and then it's normally a lot of old retired, like elderly retired women. Because for me to work there, that was the first time. The last election was the first time I saw a man working, and he was a big help in setting up, the room, the machines and all that other stuff. But it's always women, always. So just go as a group. Be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. Just make sure you go early. I'm just advising everybody to vote before, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Get out there and vote now. Babe, you have anything else you want to say before we close?
How is it that half of America is accepting, like lowering the bar?
Yeah.
How is it that half of America is accepting a rapist, a guy that had a fake charity for kids that had cancer? He had a fake university, stealing money from people. He's cheated on every single wife he's had repeatedly. And he paid one of the porn stars off so that his wife wouldn't find out. we all found out together.
I would love to talk to the people who went to that university.
It's a documentary about that.
Yeah, I would love to know. I would love to have
it was
them
a documentary on that. Those guys were in a small office and they had like folding tables. They had folding tables trying to do the curriculum because it was online. It wasn't a school, it was online. Like Capella and all those, those credible universities that's online.
Yeah.
His was online.
Like Phoenix.
Yeah, but Phoenix is credible. You know? These guys were like in an office with folding tables and folding chairs.
Wow.
Trying to do the curriculum for this. It was nobody there. It was nothing. It was all fake. It was a big
but
fake
that's the thing.
fraud
Like
thing.
it's just like they allow him so much room to continue to do this over and over again.
You got to understand, and my point was when I said that he's been doing this since the 1970s, we heard nothing about it. Trump effed up, messed up when he became president.
Yep. That's
because
Pandora's
you
box.
can't do this while you're president. Everything that you do is looked at as president. And he thought if I be president or if I become president, then I can do this a lot more now on another level.
Yeah.
And that's not so.
Yeah.
So he messed up when he wanted to become president and messed around and won.
Yeah, because he had help.
Right.
Yeah.
But he messed up because he actually thought he can do this stuff. He can be a criminal. So that's why now he kind of wants to be sort of a dictator. And I want to put all these people in place so that when I go to cancel the Constitution, then I can stay in office the entire time. I can dictate
until I leave this planet.
Right. I can dictate to women, stop working, stay your ass home.
Yep.
I can dictate to men, you can have many wives.
Yep.
I can dictate that. Just like in China set their own rules.
Yeah. So
this is what he's trying to do. So, to everybody who's supporting him, I mean, especially men or women, when your spouse or your boyfriend, when they cheat on you and you're a Trump supporter, you got to pat them on the back.
Yeah, don't get mad.
Yeah, don't get mad. You pat them on the back.
Yeah.
Because that's what the president did.
And just say, make America great again.
Make America great again. Yeah. That's the person you're supporting. So you mean to tell me you have a problem with it when your spouse do it?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Yep. If you find out that your wife was messing with the neighbor, just go over there and y'all have a little barbecue and just ask him, how was she? And ladies, if you find out that your husband was messing with, somebody at your job, well, actually you can't work. You're not supposed to work. But if you find out your husband was messing with one of your neighbors, you can't get mad. You just have to go over there and probably cook dinner for her and your husband and clean her house. That's all I can say because that's what's getting ready to happen. So, but anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up the show. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Sunnie Morrison. I know I didn't start the show off with my opening, but let me close it with it. Thank you all for tuning in to Let's Talk About It with Sunnie Morrison. I had my husband on today. I want to thank you, honey, for joining and chiming in. You was very informative. You're such a wonderful husband.
Next time I gotta clean it up and
he gotta clean it up. You can
clean it up and kind of get my voice right.
Nah, you good. But anyway, guys, go ahead, get ready to vote. You have up until Sunday to get out there and vote. Let's do this. Let's always have hope, and that's helping other people every day and hold it on positive energy. Until the next time, let's meet here again on Let's Talk About It with Sunnie Morrison. Have a sunny day.